Alright, got a 15-inch sander here. You know, we've sliced it up, we modded it up quite a bit the way it is. We had a request to Thad, he wants to use this around the door handle. He's having a problem. Like I said before with Cody, the 27, it's just too much sander for the boy. Just too much sander for almost everybody. 15 to maneuver it around the door, or the 21 to maneuver a 21 around the door handle, it's difficult. You're getting in there, fine detail, you gotta feather all that in around there. So this one, it doesn't have a real sharp edge on it. It's padded and padded. We need that base plate to be crisp and clean, so there's an edge pointing out like that, so he can get into that little crack, feather that stuff out. We're gonna hear that right now. As I said earlier, if you're gonna do this, oh, and by the way, if you cut your fingers, you get cancer, or any of this stuff happens to you, I'm not responsible for it. I'm here to tell you how I do it. I'm not here to tell you how you should do it. So this is kind of dangerous, and I'm going to tell you that right now. You're going to want the sander to use this edge more. I tend to kind of hit it right here, but I'm favoring this side. So it's bringing the material. You'll see it start coming off there. Bring it right toward me. Do not hit it like this. It's not going to work very well. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, you can send it back to me, and I'll do this for you for free. You'll end up paying for shipping, but I'll be happy to clean up your sanders, so they're more of a custom fit for you. And also, if you need a firmer one, I can do that as well. There won't be any extra charge, so if you ever call me and order one, say, you know what, I've had your 15 for a while, it just isn't stiff enough. I'd like one made out of a 10-pound density. Can you make one stiffer for me? And I'll be happy to do that. In fact, say like a 21-inch sander also. There's one up here. It's a green one, 8-pound density. I can feel that it's just the run of the mill. It's a nice tool just the way it is. But if you need something stiffer, I can do that. Also the rods, it's best that you start off with the regular one like this. But once you get accustomed to this and you start working on a project like we're working on today, or something that's flatter, I can make it out of a heavier metal, like a heavier metal base plate. This has got a 15 thousandths plate on it. I can put a 20 thousandths plate on it. This has got a plastic on it. I'd rather stay away from the plastic. I run into a little problem with the plastic here every now and then. I've got a little problem with adhesion between the foam and the plastic. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, the rods. So these are 532 rods. The 27-inch board, this guy here runs two 3/16 rods and a quarter rod in the middle. I can make this with 3/16 rods in it. That's a stiff sander. I can make this with two 3/16 rods and one 532 if you like. But you got to tell me that before you order it. It's something that I can't reverse because inside the sander there's tubes. So if you want to bring your sander back and say, you know, I don't like this one, could you go ahead and install 3/16 rods in it? We can't do that unless we completely destroy it. But what we can do is we can make one from scratch with 3/16 rods and a 21-inch sander. So then you got a sander that's quite a bit stiffer than the run-of-the-mill. And that works good for pickup trucks and cars that are really flat. This has got some pretty flat surfaces on it. New cars today, they're becoming more roly-poly. They're getting to be like those fat fender things from the 30s and 40s. Like I said before, all my distributors, they're not responsible for anything that we do here. This is my place, and I'll pretty much do whatever I need to do. But if you guys do what you do at home and hurt yourselves, it's not our fault. I just like to make that really clear right now. Anyway, we got this baby modded up. Got a super sharp edge on there. Thad is going to love this tool. It's going to wrap that paper around there. It's going to be able to get around that door handle a lot easier. And that's a good. All right, now he's got to zoom in really tight on this. So I got to show you something about this paper. This paper right here has got a bit of a roll, and I'm not sure how it happens in the way they slid it up, but the edge, it really has no abrasion on it. And we're pretty picky around here. We need particles right to the edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to mob the sandpaper for this situation. So we need to get our 15-inch sander out, get a rough idea of how long it needs to be. I usually put my thumb right there. Give it a crack in half. Rip it. I wish we were in my shop right now. I would. No, you know what? I probably wouldn't throw this in my shear because this will dull my shear up. But what I have to do is we got to cut this edge with a razor blade. And now that we got that edge nice and straight, we're going to use that as a guide. So we'll go and we'll favor that side just a touch. Stick that paper on there. You want to get the wrinkles out of it. And maybe I should get into that just a little bit here too. Do you ever notice how my sanders don't wrinkle sandpaper? I wish I could. Anyway, it won't wrinkle it up, and that's because the base plate is that 15 thousandths thick. On a severe curve, it still won't buckle it. You gotta really roll it around something sharp. You have a foam sander at home, and it's foam. Everything in the middle of the sander up is stretching. Everything below that mean line, that center line of the material, is shrinking. The sandpaper sometimes will help it stop shrinking up and buckling like crazy, but it's not gonna. It's gonna buckle. And people should not buy those other foam blocks. They don't work, and eventually you'll figure that out. We got to get a knife now. We're going to trim that up. Now, as you can see, I'm right-handed mostly, right-handed dominant. If you guys don't want to wreck your razor blade too badly, you're going to want to put something hard underneath it, like a piece of plywood. But I'm going to sacrifice this razor blade. I start in the middle and I work my way out to both ends. And I trim that on there. Seems like a lot of work to go through just for a simple little door handle. But you know what? It's going to make his job over there a whole lot easier. And that's why I'm going to go through the trouble. And now we have an edge that has got abrasive all the way to the edge. I'm not sure what happens when they slit it, but it loses something right there. It's very minute. It might be 32nd of an inch, but we got particles all the way to the edge now, so we can really dig in. And if I have to go through this again to make it right, I will. All right.